Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn Geography with Shyamal. Today we are going to discuss about formal and fictional regions. UGC NET Paper 2, Unit 6 Regional Development. Okay, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe the channel. Okay, let's start it. In this class, we are going to learn definition, meaning of formal and fictional regions, characteristics, key properties distinguishing each type. Examples, Indian and global geographical examples, comparison, how they differ and develop, overlap, and PYQ focus, previously asked NET question patterns. Okay. What is region? A region is a portion of Earth's surface that is specific unifying characteristics distinguishing it from surrounding areas. Homogeneity, location, and boundaries. Okay. Homogeneity means an area with one or more characteristics that are relatively uniform throughout. Location, every region must have a definite location on the Earth's surface, absolute or relative location. Okay, boundaries, regions are delimited by boundaries that may be sharp, formal or transitional, fictional. Okay, key geographers A. J. Harbison, National Regions, and R. Hudson, Richard Hudson, and David Whitley, Richard Hudson. Okay, these are some key geographers in regional developmental geography. Okay, types of regions, classification, core framework, formal region, fictional region, and perceptual region. Okay, formal region means uniform and homogeneous, defined by uniform characteristics throughout. Fictional regions, nodal, functional, and organized around a focal point or node. Perceptual region, vernacular or cognitive, based on people's mental perception. Okay, these are three types of regions. Okay, in this class, we will focus only on formal and fictional regions. Okay, formal regions, definition and concept. This is uniform and homogeneous region. A formal region is an area with one or most shared measurable characteristics that are uniformly distributed throughout the region, also known as uniform or homogeneous region. Uniformity, same characteristics present throughout the entire area, climate, soil, language, crop pattern, etc. are all similar. Sharp boundaries, there is a definite, well-structured, well-defined boundaries. Through boundary zones may exist in practice. Static nature, relatively stable over time, changes slowly unlike fictional regions. Single criterion, often delimited by a single dominant criterion, example wheat belt, tribal region. Okay, these are some characteristics of formal regions. Formal regions, key characteristics, homogeneous interior, uniform physical, cultural or economic attributes, bounded territory. Boundary often coincide with the limit of the defining characteristics. Spatial contiguity, the area is geographically continuous, objectively delimited, criteria are measurable and verifiable. Hierarchical, can exist at multiple scales, micro to macro, maybe single features or multi features. Compound formal region, example of delimitation, isoline, choroplate maps used to draw boundaries. Okay, these are some key characteristics of formal region. Then formal regions in Indian and global context. In India, formal regions examples, wheat belt, Punjab, Haryana, Western UP, Uttar Pradesh, uniform wheat cultivation. Thar desert, Rajasthan region, uniform aridity and low rainfall. Tea region, Assam and Darjeeling, uniform tea cultivation. Ganga plain, Indo-Gangetic plain, uniform alluvial soil and agriculture. Tribal belt, Central Indian, uniform tribal population distribution. This is from Indian perspective. In world perspective, corn belt, Midwest USA, uniform corn production zone. Amazon basin, tropical rainforest, uniform humid equatorial climate. Sahara desert, North Africa, uniform hyper arid conditions. Mediterranean, Southern Europe, uniform Mediterranean climate. Ruhr region, Germany, uniform heavy industrial concentration. Okay, these are some examples in India and world perspective. Okay, now our second types, fictional or nodal or functional regions. Definition: a fictional, nodal or functional region is an area organized around a central focal point, that means node, and are defined by functional connections and interactions, movement, flow, trade and communications between the node and its hinterland. Okay, why fictional? The term fictional is used because the region has no fixed physical reality. It exists only in terms of the functional interaction and flows it represents. Okay, node and core has a central focal point, city, market, transport and hub, from which interactions radiate outwards. Dynamic nature, boundaries shift over time as the intensity of interaction changes, more dynamic than formal regions. Transitional boundary, edges are gradual, fuzzy. Intensity of connection decreases with distance from node, distance decay. Network based, defined by flows, traffic, trade, communication, not by uniform physical, cultural attributes. Okay. Now, note hinterland and distant decay, functional region mechanics. Note core, a city, town, or hub for the services flows the interaction radiate. This is the node. Hinterland, the surrounding area that depends on and interacts with the node. Okay, this is hinterland, this is the outer inner hinterland, this is outer hinterland. Distance decay, interaction intensity decreases as distance from the node increases. As distance from the node increases, the distance interaction will be decreases. Okay, increases distance and decreases interaction. Okay, Umland, the immediate service area of the city, innermost hinterland. Then sphere of influence, total area over which the node exerts economic and social control. Boundaries define where intensity of interaction drops below a threshold point. Okay, this is the conceptual diagram of nodal region. Okay, now Indian global context, fictional regions, Indian functional regions examples. Mumbai Metro, Mumbai is a node, financial trade and transport hub of Western India. Delhi NCR, Delhi is node, has not administrative and commercial interaction across NCR. Kolkata Port Region, Kolkata is not, hinterland extends to eastern and central India. Bengaluru IT Belt, Bengaluru is not, IT tech interaction across Karnataka. Chennai Seaport Zone, Chennai Port, nodal point for Tamil Nadu's export-import regions. In world dimensions, world perspective, functional region examples. Newark Metro, NYC is as a node, New York Metropolitan Region is a node, conurbation, and financial and commercial region of northeastern USA. London City region, London is node, banking and services hub for southeast England. Rhine and Ruhr, industrial nodal region of western Germany. Tokyo Megalopolis, Tokyo is node, Tokaido corridor, Tokyo and Osaka corridor. Singapore port zone, Singapore is node, Southeast Asian trade hinterland. Okay, formal versus fictional regions. Okay, comparison. There are some difference between formal region and fictional regions. Okay, definition: formal region, uniform and homogeneous characteristics throughout. Fictional region, organized around a focal node with functional link. Also known as uniform and homogeneous region, and fictional region is also known as nodal and functional region. Basis of fictional region: physical and cultural, economic and uniformity. Fictional region: flows, interaction and functional connectivity. Boundary type: formal region, relatively sharp, well defined, and fictional region: fuzzy, transitional and gradational. Nature: static and relatively stable, dynamic and change over time. Core element: uniform attribute, node, city, hub or market. Delimitation: isoline and choropleth maps. Interaction: flow data and threshold analysis. Examples: wheat belt, hard jet and coal belt in India, and Mumbai Metro, Delhi NCR and London region. Okay, in Indian global perspective. Okay, these are some basic differences between formal and fictional regions. Okay, now key geographers and their contributions. A.J. Herbertson in 1905, formal regions, proposed natural regions of the world, one of the first formal region classification based on climate, vegetation and relief. D. Whittlesey, 1954, formal, define compass a formal region integrating all aspects of geography, proposed regional concept in AAAG. August Lost in 1940, economic regions as market areas, functional delimitation based on economic flows from central nodes. Okay, his theory is about fictional region. Richard Hartshorne, 1939, both formal and fictional both, emphasizes region as a unique area, introduced concept of formal versus functional distribution in the nature of geography. Walter Christeller, 1933, fictional, central-based theory, laid foundation for nodal or functional regions, city as node with hierarchical hinterlands. E.L. Ullman, 1956, fictional, concept of spatial interaction, complementarity, transferability and intervening opportunity underpinning functional regions. Okay, some UGC NET questions, patterns and PYQ focus. Define formal region, why, how is it delimited? Mention uniformity, single criterion, isolate maps, examples. Distinguish between formal and functional regions with examples. Use comparison, basis, boundary, node and examples. Tabular answer preferred. What is a node regions? Explain with reference to distance decay. Hint, node plus hinterlands plus distance decay plus Christeller and Ullman. Explain the concept of region in geography. Discuss its type. What roles does interplay play in the defining and functional region? And critically examine Herbertson's concept of natural regions. These are some important focus for UGC NET exam perspective. Okay, formal regions, remembers FUSS. F means fixed boundary, U means uniform characteristics throughout, S means static and stable over time, as per single criterion based delimitation. Fictional regions, remember find, phi means flow and functional interaction, define it. I, interaction based interaction decrease outward, and note at the center, city, port and market. D, dynamic boundaries shift over time. Okay, quick comparison snapshots. Formal, uniform, static, sharp boundary, physical, cultural attributes. Fictional, note, dynamic, fuzzy boundary and flow interaction. Both are types of formal geographical regions, not administrative units. Okay, a region is a portion of the earth with unifying characteristics. Regions can be formal, fictional, or nodal, or perceptual. Formal regions are based on uniformity, same attribute throughout, with relatively sharp, well-defined boundaries. Fictional or nodal or functional regions are organized around a node and defined by interaction or flows. Boundaries are fuzzy. Key geographers Herbertson and Whistlesley, formal, Christeller, Laws and Ullman, functional or fictional. For UGC NET, know both types. There are examples, Indian world, differences, delimitation methods, and key scholars. Okay, best of luck for UGC NET exam. That's all for today. If you have any doubt and query, just let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Thank you.